Right, I'm muted. Thank you, Henry. Thank you. That's the problem with doing these live streams alone. There's no one to tell me that I'm muted, so I'm thankful that I have the chat here with me. Okay, so let me just go straight into the market here. We do have some very interesting developments that I'm seeing here today. I got the Slingshot on here, so I want to show you something here on GBP USD. You see how such a nice break of structure. I believe I didn't have, actually forgot to, not forgot, but I didn't have the time to post this setup in the Discord, I'm afraid. But I like the confluence here with the Slingshot indicator as well. I think that's pretty cool. Let me walk you through the general idea here for GBP USD. So I think, you know, we came down and we hit a, as you see here on the weekly, really good level here on the weekly, and we also hit the 20 EMA here on the weekly as well. I think that's pretty good confluence here. Levels here, and so that's the weekly, good level on the weekly, sort of, you know, decent level on the daily as well. And you see that the target for this trade is 20 EMA in a daily, but it's not the fact that it's the 20 EMA in a daily. It's really more based off this previous low here on the daily. I just like the fact that it's actually confluent with the 20 EMA on the daily as well. So there's, you know, doing a top-down analysis here, we see first that we have a retest of a weekly level, daily level as well. And what's interesting is what happens on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, we have a fairly good looking bottom formation. So you can clearly see that you have this downtrend leading into the level, sort of like this, and then you start forming possible bottom formation here, break out, retest that level, and hopefully come up and test that daily level as well. The risk to reward on this trade right here is 0.78, so it's a bit higher than 0.5. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm trading testing, and I've been testing that for, I believe, the last 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months, probably around 5 months. But testing the negative risk to reward ratio, where I'm exiting at 0.53 R. Now that has shown really good success in terms of the relationship between win rate and risk to reward. So the win rate very high, between 75 and 80% win rate on that. I think over the long run with testing, it should be around 72-75% win rate. It's a very, very high win rate. Now, of course, with a negative risk to reward, you need to have a high win rate. Okay, so you need to have a high win rate. Just give me a second here. Because you need to have a high win rate if you're gonna have a negative risk to reward. The problem with a negative risk to reward is you need to trade perfectly. Okay, you really do need to trade perfectly. But because what happens if you have only one extra loser? So looking at the yeah, you're right. Alex made me get out of that trade. I think you're referring to this one right here. Oh, look at that. Came up, hit that perfect high, almost perfectly. Anyway, when you have a negative risk reward, You need to trade perfectly, because what I've seen testing the negative risk reward approach is that I'm gonna have 2 losers in a row, and my max drawdown is like 3 or 4, which is nothing. Okay, but that's in testing, that's in back testing. Now you got to remember, live trading is not back testing. Back testing is something completely different. Your live trading result will always be a bit different from your back testing results. So what I've seen in live trading is, if I make a mistake and I have 1 loser extra, so let's say I have 2 losers in a row instead of 1 loser. That means with a negative risk reward of 0.5 per trade on average, I have to take 4 winning trades in a row to make back for those 2 losers. Now, obviously, that was not a problem in the beginning. For the first 4 months, that system worked very well. Everything worked very well. But then I noticed that I was making a few mistakes, and I had a few extra losers here and there, and that made a big difference. So what I did then was I went back, I looked at all the trades, and I said, what if instead of exiting at 0.5, I will instead exit at the most logical point, where I think the first trouble area comes in. So instead of focusing on a specific risk to reward of the trade, I'll focus on the FTA instead. And my target right now for GBP USD, let me actually double check that. What is the actual TP? My actual TP is, yeah, so that's my actual TP, which if you zoom out then on the daily, you'll see that aligns with that daily FTA. Going to the 4 hour, you see that lagging a bit. Going into the 4 hour, we see that the FTA is here, and that's also where I have the target. Okay, makes sense, right? Now, what's funny about this is what's funny about this is the original stop loss, and this is where I entered. I could have gotten a better entry, obviously, but I really did like this when entering, so I entered that market. Now again, what's funny about this is, if I would have put my stop loss below that level where I have my new stop loss, where I currently have my stop loss, if I would have put it here, and if I would have aimed for a 0.53 R trade, this trade would now have been set up. I mean, this trade would now have been a winner. So it's interesting how this obviously shows why that negative risk reward has such a high win rate. And if we put a horizontal level on the very high, doesn't it seem like this is an FTA where that level comes in? Let's make it red so we can make it stand out. Doesn't it kind of make sense to see that as the FTA? Go down to the 1 hour, I would say, yeah, it's definitely at the very beginning of an FTA. So it's interesting. Go back, gonna turn to where I have the original TP and stop loss. That's the TP. And then what was the original stop loss? I can't remember actually, but it was, the risk to reward was 0.78. But right there, that makes sense. So that's the current trade that I'm in, and I like it. I'd still like it. We have retesting that lows again, And I think it's a fairly high chance that we will see that move to the upside. We got GBP growth coming out at 1330, 30 minutes past 1 on USD. Not really that interested in that one. So that's the GBP USD trade idea, and how, you know, instead of just going for a specific risk to reward on as a profit target, we're just looking at where is the actual FTA. So let's do a general scan here of the market, see if we can find any trades here. That is a good retest on USD CAD. See what we have here on the lower time frames. Yeah, look at that. That is looks pretty good. Wouldn't have taken that trade though. I like USD CAD, looks very strong here. We got NCD CHF. I think we have a possible trade here on NCD CHF, so I'm going to be moving down USD CAD to the interesting list. We got NCD CHF in priority. We got AUD CHF in a priority as well. Had to close this trade as a losing trade yesterday. Move that to trades. I haven't taken a trade on this one, so we'll be creating a new group of drawing. For those of you who are new here, let me show you what I'm doing. I am right clicking the long position here, and I'm going to create a group of drawing, and I'm going to rename that to trades. And then I move all my past trades into here. Then I can press that I, and then that means they're disappearing from the chart. Great way to organize your trades. Go back and look at them when journaling your trades. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay, so we're looking at AUD CHF, and what we see here is obviously a bottom formation on the 4 hour. And if we're looking at the 4 hour from isolated perspective here, I think we would be looking for a possible move up to perhaps this level. That's the general idea. Now we want to make sure that we do also do a top-down analysis to make sure that this double bottom is actually coming in at a good level. On the weekly, I'm not really seeing anything super obvious on the weekly. I do like the fact that this is probably in the reload zone though. If we add the reload zone here, yeah, that's pretty cool. On the weekly, we do have that reload zone. Going to the daily, that's a good daily candle, definitely. No super obvious level on the daily though, but I do like the fact that the double bottom is coming in here on the 4 hour, and you have the 0.618 here aligning very nicely with the neckline of this 4 hour double bottom. So we do have a possible trade here on ADCHF, and I'm going to keep that on the list. Maybe you can, about the RLZ giveaway, maybe you can send me an email to Jonathan at RLZ Trading. I will add the email. Send an email to that address and I'll take care of that. Okay, so we get GBP, JPY. We have anything going on here? Is this interesting from a daily perspective? Not really. I don't think this is, I don't want to have this on the priority list. GBP CAD, we're seeing a move to the downside here on GBP CAD. We're hitting a resistance here on the daily. What is the 4-hour looking like? Strong move to the downside here, obviously on GBP CAD. Breakdown here. I don't know, like could we short this? I think there's definitely an argument to be made here to short GBP CAD, but I'm not. I don't know. Not today, not this week. Okay, so what do we have here? EURUSD. Well, yeah, EURUSD is breaking out here, and we have a possible long here on EURUSD. Should probably wait for the 4-hour candle though, but we're going to move that up to priority. So we're going to go through the list here quickly, and we're going to move everything that I like to the priority list. And then when we have the priority list, we will go through that one, potential place orders if we see anything lining up. Bitcoin, wow, wait, did Bitcoin break all-time highs? No, it didn't. That's, holy shit, look at that. That's amazing. That's absolutely crazy. Almost broke into all-time highs here. I'm gonna put a level alert right here. Alexa's full margin, or I'm leaving. Yeah, you know, I probably could do that on Bitcoin. This looks really good. Looks really good right here. Really good. Okay, let's see. We got, okay, Bitcoin. I don't know what to say on Bitcoin. It's just insane. Okay, 80 JPY. Let's move through this. There's definitely some weakness in GBP here. Definitely some weakness here. Not sure why, but there's definitely some weakness. Yeah, negative risk reward trades can definitely be profitable. The problem with negative risk reward though is you really have to have a high win rate, and you really need to be careful with following your system perfectly. If you can't follow that system perfectly, you know what, this here, that's a very obvious rejection. Whatever. And if you can't follow your system perfectly, then you're gonna have issues with negative risk reward trades. ADCAD, that's a I think the trade is gone on that one. AUD put in a nice bullish engulfing here on the 4-hour. Looking at the 1-hour, we do have a break of structure, so that's a possible long as well. We're gonna move that up to the priority list. We do have a few. If I don't have time to gonna go through all the pairs here and possible end trades, make sure that you go in and join the live trading with the fivers as well, because I will be going through the same pairs over there as well. I'm potentially entering some trades on the 4-hour candle close after this live stream has ended. Look at the local price action here. You see that AUD NCD has put in this type of structure where you can clearly see how there's definitely a form of top formation being put in here, and you have a neckline here. 4-hour break and retest of that level, coming back up to that level. I think you know, it's just not very clean. I don't really feel it. But on the daily, I do like this on the daily, because I mean, to me this just makes sense, right? move down there. Does it make sense in a 4 hour? It kind of does, you know, it kind of does. Have any validation levels here? So if I would be trading this, I would probably be looking at something like this and take that down here. What would the actually all the way down here? That would actually be a positive risk to reward. So that would be quite. What's the stop loss like? Stop loss is 20 pips. Profit is like 27 pips. I actually like that. We're gonna move that to priority list. GBP, good. Gold is again just flying. We imagine if I would have just entered a 1% risk trade on gold a couple of weeks ago. You could easily have you could easily have passed, you know, a valuation account in just that trade. Like this is just insane what there's been so many missed opportunities for me on gold. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get an opportunity on gold. This silver though, that's a break and retest on silver. I like that. I'm gonna move that to priority. Perhaps we have a trade on silver. So with the RZ giveaway that I did, 1 month of RZ exclusive, like that has nothing to do with the Fivers. So I'm not able to do the Fivers account giveaways. As you know, instead of that, it's not gonna. No, it has no connections. It's two different business. Even though I'm also affiliate of the Fivers through RZ trading, there might be some solution. There might be something there with doing account giveaways, but at this point, I don't have anything like that going on. And you know, with the upcoming bootcamp week, you're gonna get a 20K bootcamp evaluation account for $10. Okay, $10 and $10 is all you need. You'll get a 20K bootcamp account, and you have to do this assignment. But honestly, guys, it's not gonna be difficult. All you have to do is just submit some things. It's not going to be difficult at all. It's not like you have to go to school and spend hours and hours and hours every day to get that account. It's going to be a simple assignment that everyone who pays attention are definitely going to be able to go through that. Okay, what do we have here? EURAD. Let's see. Okay, so we do have a priority list right here. This is we also have GBP USD trade open right here. What's happening on GBP USD? I'm gonna go and look at the news. Yeah, I know you can't see the browser here, but I'm just gonna take a closer look at. We're gonna be looking at financial juice. Can you find anything there? Also, guys, everyone who's watching right now, let me know in the comments if you prefer, like, what's more valuable to you, live trading sessions or pre-recorded videos where I break down specific things. We did have the Eurozone GDP coming out at 11, so that was 26 minutes ago. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Well, the drop started way earlier, but the GDP numbers came out GDP numbers came up here, so that definitely accelerated the move to the downside. So this is definitely a news driven move right here, which I'm thinking a move like that, I don't think a news move like this is going to take its way all the way down here. I think it's going to recover. So hopefully that recovery will be 4-hour wick. Okay, so some of you are saying pre-recorded videos, and I kind of agree with that, Akash, and some of you are saying live as well. So, you know, I guess a healthy mix of the two should be good. Okay, gold, silver. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna enter a position here on silver, because look at the 4-hour right here. I'm looking at this as the I need help identifying opportunities, and live takes too long to develop. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, a good mix of both. Anyway, so that low is the low of the breakout move, and this high is the high of that breakout move. So if we put the reload zone on and we extend it like that, or just like this, we're seeing pretty good price action on silver right inside the reload zone. It makes perfect sense to go long here. Now, what would be the setup then? Would of course be a low risk trade, this one, because the fact that silver, in my opinion, is quite the volatile asset. So this is the FTA, and then I would front run that, but putting TP on this low right here that you're seeing. And then where do we put stop loss? So that would be TP. Then where do we put stop loss on this one? Do we put stop loss right below that low, or do we want to have it lower? We have two options, either that one or that one. And below here would be 0.66. Current prices would be 0.71. And we can also exit the trade when we go below that low. So I do think that that is a good level for a stop loss. Let's put the TP in. We got a 47 stop loss at 97. Price is now moving a little bit higher, which means the risk to reward will be lower. The 50-minute candle did just close. That's a good one. I will, because of, let's look at 5-minute. I will take that trade. So let me pull up silver, XAGUSD. You can't see the MetaTrader right now. I'm gonna be putting in a trade on that one. Just give me a second here. What's up, everyone? What's up, Louis? Louis, not Louis, it's Louis. Yeah, Louis, I think you, if you want an account on yesterday's live stream or the day before, I think you should have gotten an email. So check that, make sure that if that works. Bring up MetaTrader here. Henry says, do you want to wait for a change of character or a change of structure on silver? Yeah, I mean, you know what? You're actually right about that. If we go back to TradingView, I think a 4-hour candle close is what we need here, because a 4-hour candle close, if it's going to close like this, then that's a bullish engulfing on a 4-hour, and Yeah, Louis, I think you won two accounts in the past as well. Now, if we add the stochastic RSI, you can see that the stochastic RSI is not really looking any good here for, but then on the 1 hour, it just looks absolutely beautiful. So I think, yeah, so what, you're absolutely right on that. I will wait for the 4 hour candle to close. There isn't really a change of structure. Now you see the clear downtrend. Yeah, let's wait for that 4 hour candle to close. This is a solid trade to take. Okay, no email. Let me do check if I did send out an email. NCD CHF have created the bottom formation, have broken this downtrend right here, and what I'm looking at right now is a possible entry here, and stops would just go below the low, and I would actually just target the current highs, so 0.7R. Just target that high right there. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Akash. I really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. I think that's a trade. I mean, the 4 hour has already closed. We'll look at the daily. Oof, the daily. Yeah, no, that actually looks like a break and retest on the daily. However, it looks really good on the 4 hour. This is exactly the type of trade setup that I'm looking to take on the 4 hour. Even though that looks like a break and retest on the daily, it's very good looking on the 4 hour. You can also see here on the 1 minute how that would be a nice break. I mean, the 1 hour, that would be a nice break and retest on the 1 hour as well. I think, you know, looking pretty good. What if I think that would probably be the best option. Yeah, I'm gonna enter trade based on that. Let me go over to MetaTrader. Let's first see, before we enter trade on that one, let's see if we have any other trades with CHF in it or NCD. So this is 80 CHF and also putting in a very nice bottom formation. However, it's not confirmed yet. EURUSD also putting in a very nice bottom formation, but not confirmed, but it's a trade for later. NCD USD, same type of structure than NCD CHF, but NCD CHF looks much better. What about NCD USD on the daily though? Okay, so there's no, I think NCD CHF looks better than NCD USD. Let's move that down. NCD CAD. What about NCD CAD? Well, it's a good bounce, good bottom formation on the 4 hour here at that support as well. You can see how we have that downtrend and it keeps moving lower, hit that FTA. I don't know. I think NCD CHF is still better. 80 USD also put in a bullish engulfing candle. What about the daily? Good bounce on a daily level here. We can create a level that looks like this, and you can see how price came down, hit that daily level. Look at the 4 hour, nice 4 hour bullish engulfing candle at that level. Where's the next FTA? The next FTA looks like it's the level that is being tested right now by this 4 hour candle. What's the next one above? Look at the 4 hour. The next FTA above is going to be that level right there. On average, how many trades do you take in a month? Oh, it's a good question. This month, I've taken very few trades. The market has not been very nice to me this month when it comes to number of trades. But let me get you a number. Let me see. Let me see if I can get you a number. I think this month I've taken 6 trades, I believe. last month. So in September I took 21. So in September I took 21 trades, and in October this month I've taken 6 trades. So it varies a lot. It really does vary a lot, but I think on average I would say I take between 1 and 5 trades a week, which is a big average. But let's just say two trades a week or something like that. I feel like that's a good number. Because we had a trade run. I wanted to go long on NCD CHF. Yep. So, you know, what I like. Yeah, we're gonna take that trade. NCD CHF. Let me put in orders for that one. So let me just adjust the numbers here. We have 42. Let me put that at 52. We'll put at 50, 52. Stop loss at, we can put that at 17, and then TP gonna be at 67. So the risk to reward is actually 0.49, which is not very high. Yeah, I also, yeah, exactly. I mean, it all depends on the market conditions, you know. And on the comment of the low time frame trading, yeah, I think it's fun, but it's like I have a 1 hour scalping sessions. Sometimes I do that, and I have a 1 hour scalping session, and it feels like I'm running. I've been out running a 10K in race or something. Like it's so mentally draining to do those sessions. It's just yeah, it's insane. Not really for me, but I do like it. When I'm winning, I like it quite a lot. But yeah, it is what it is. Really difficult. Okay, so NCD CHF. Let me see if I can open a trade on NCD CHF. So what I'm doing here is I'm risking 0.25%, which is $380. I'm going in and I'm copying the entry, TP, and everything from TradingView into MetaTrader. You know what I'm gonna try today? I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna have two see if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense on this one though, but if I find the setup where it does make sense, I'll add 2 take profits. I know I don't do that very often, but if you look at GBP USD, for example, now this stupid shit is not looking as good as I wanted, obviously. But if you look at the 4 hour here, there's a very nice break of structure here. You know, there's a very nice bottom formation here and a very nice break of structure here. And if this is like the actual bottom, then we could see I think Euro USD is a better example. Yeah, so Euro USD has a target, you know, up around this area on the daily. So what I could do is, so what if, you know, we get a What if we get a candle close here on the 4 hour and I put my entry orders here, stop loss here, and then that would be 1 TP. And then we'll look at targets above on the daily, which would be this level. Now, if this is a bottom formation on EU at a major level, then it makes sense to see EU move perhaps all the way up here where that move originated from. What could be done here is, TP 50%, and then up here 25% and 25%, which would then put the average risk to reward of around 1.5 or something like that. Which is a bit insane because you're looking at a move that's 160 pips. Stop loss is 73, of course. It's a big stop loss, but you're only gonna make about 1.5 or even 1.4 risk to reward on this one. If you exit fully here, you'll make slightly below 1 R, which is like, yeah. Would you rather have a 1 R winner with a much higher probability, or would you have a 1.5 R winner but much lower probability of actually hitting those last take profits? I think it's easy to say that, well, you want to let your winners run, sure, but looking at it realistically from a statistical point of view, it's very unlikely that EU is going to come up here before hitting your stop loss. So I would say just, yeah, take the win. Exactly. Just take the win. Most of the time, it's better to just exit at that FTA and just take the win. So I will be looking at a possible trade on EU here. Did we have orders in for NCD? No, I didn't place orders for that one actually. That. That's good. Orders are placed for NCD CHF, so I'm going to be increasing that one. Okay, Henry has a question. What do you do with the fact that NCD CHF support has been tested quite a lot on the daily? Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a point here, and you can also draw the horizontal level like this. And then what you get now is just a break below support and break below support, and then a bearish retest of that support level, and you could expect more downside. You can also be looking at this as a downtrend. So yeah, there's definitely reasons. You can definitely find reasons not to take a trade like this. However, this break of structure here create a trend line here. That's basically all I need to know. I know that I'm around a high time frame level, and there is a strong 4-hour breakout candle with a double bottom. This is what the whole trading approach is based on. Basically looking at areas where it's likely for price to find support or resistance, and then look for a 4-hour double bottom with a strong candle to the upside and clean breakout levels. If you look at this on the 1 hour, you can also see how you have a very beautiful double bottom here on the 1 hour, and then that break, clean level below, and then for a small move to the upside. So the thing with this trade is it can still be a daily bearish rejection while still, well, I would still be able to make money on that move even though it would be a daily bearish rejection. Let's see how it plays out. So on EU, I'm just going to put an alert here on EU. AUD CHF also is, you know, it's possible trades. I'm going to have to put an alert on here as well, because if AUD CHF breaks out and then confirms a trade, that most likely means that NZD CHF is in profit, and I could perhaps secure that trade. All right, so we got 10 minutes. Now the question is, can we find a scalp on minutes? That is the question. Most likely not. Okay. Let's look at the ones that we already have a position open on. GBP USD, we know that we have a strong move to the downside. You might want to look at a possible reversal here on the 1 minute. We also have an idea on NZD CHF for a retest of the level lower. Might want to look for a short to the downside, and of course that would be a break of this level. Break of that level to the downside would mean that we would most likely short this. So GU long up to that level. I think that makes sense, up to that level. Maybe just up to this level. I have to focus on one though. Which one should it be? NZD CHF or GBP USD? I wanna long GBP USD. I think we're gonna retrace that news move that we have. It's been almost an hour. I'm gonna be entering a long on GU. At instant market. Where's the stop loss at? Should have the stop loss somewhere here. We should have the take profit around first, should be up here. So now we want to see a break above that one. See what we can do here. If the 1 minute breaks above that one, I will enter a long here. Just need a small, you need to see some momentum come in here. 5 minutes. That is not looking strong. Would be cool to see a 5-minute candle closing above that red level. About 2 minutes before the 5-minute candle closing. That would be pretty cool. We could see a double bottom here in the 1 minute. Probably not, but it's possible. Can see that there's some change in behavior of this momentum to the downside. Momentum is kind of slowing down unless we break lower, of course. Got about 1 minute left till the close of the 5-minute candle. Obviously, it looks like price is going to continue lower, but that's the point is not to try to predict if it's going high or low. It's the only thing I'm looking for here is, can price get above this red horizontal? And if it gets above the red horizontal, we then have a double bottom on the 1 minute. And if that also happens at the same time as the 5-minute candle closing above, then that is perfect. A 5-minute candle is about to close. It's going to close as a bearish candle. Not looking good. Yeah, I would say that, Henry, this is pretty much this would definitely be categorized as catching a falling knife. But you see now we do have a double bottom here forming on the 1 minute. We just need to see that breakout. I'm getting ready to enter a position here. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the 1 hour, 4 hour, you can see that there's a level here. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take the trade. I just need to see the break above the red horizontal. Without that break, and now it look, I only need to see a small tick above. Okay, so now the double bottom idea is obviously invalidated, depending on where this 1 minute candle, but it doesn't matter because you can still have a range. But what's obvious here, what's quite obvious here, what we're seeing is we had a strong push to the downside. Strong push to the downside. And that push to the downside is now finding some sort of support here, perhaps. It is obviously finding support, but the question is is this the low of the move? We can go to the 5 minute, and we're seeing we had a first an impulse reaction, and then the news came out, and then the news came out, and that news event caused price to go lower. So we're seeing one impulse move down, support, another impulse move down, support. It did not. It failed to continue higher here, and it probably will fail to continue higher here as well. But if we do see a push to the upside, then we could assume that we might come up and test the level where the move originated from. Very good level here. Henry says I should wait for the 1 hour candle and then wait for reversal. I think that makes sense. Waiting for the 1 hour candle close and then seeing the reaction in the 1 minute. It doesn't matter though. I think I'm only interested in the 1 minute actually. I'm actually, yeah. It looks like I'm sort of like in a phase in my trading where I feel like I'm experimenting quite a lot, and this type of trading, I really do enjoy trading lower time frames like this if I'm in the right state of mind. It really is important, Some days I might come into the office, open up the charts, and I'll be like, I'm gonna be scalping, and I'm looking at many different charts at the same time, and it's just, it becomes stressful. And a good trader knows that when I'm talking about the small time frames, it's scalping and not swing trading. But yeah, a good trader knows that you need to understand when it's time to step away, and when you feel that need to be in a position, you feel that urge to trade, then that is the time when you want to step away. The 1 hour has closed. Bullish engulfing on the 5 minute. I'm gonna place a no, you know what? I'm not gonna play around with stop limits. I think these live streams I'm doing here on my own channel is kind of, I like the fact that I can be relaxed when doing these live trading sessions, because I have to be talking all the time. I feel like it's more real when giving myself the opportunity to focus. think the level on the 1 hour is very clear. You can see the area between the green line and the horizontal line. You can even go back to trading view here, and we can look at this from the trading view perspective, which I obviously think is much better. On Oanda, we have similar price structure. Look at the 1 hour level. Read that one. Sort of the area I'm watching. Just 1 minute range. We took out the lows here, at least on Oanda. I'm not sure what it looks like on the fivers, but we did take out the lows here. Five minutes is going to close in 1 minute 20 seconds. No follow through here. Okay, we're breaking down here. Go out. Let's see if we can adjust this level. We have that wick low, and then we have those highs. Okay, my fiance is home and getting lunch ready. So whenever lunch ready, I'll end the live stream. Oh God, I'm tired today. I need to go out on a walk. I live close to the woods, to the forest. I live in a small town here in Sweden. Like in mid north of Sweden. Means it's very dark. A lot of forest run. Live in a small town in the middle of the woods, pretty much. So I only have to walk 100 meters from my house, and I'm in the middle of the wilderness, which is pretty cool. I like taking those long walks in the woods. And I like now when winter time is here, it gets really dark. Around 5 in the evening, it's like 5 or 6, it's like pitch black. I like those evening walks in the woods, and like with no flashlights, no lights, it's just pitch black. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're obviously breaking down here. The idea that we've had is invalid, to say the least. The idea here is now invalid. Now, of course, if I would be looking at this more actively, if I had a few more hours to look at this, then of course, yeah, I understand that there's too much selling pressure, which I agree with, and that's why we need very clear confirmation. You can see that price came down into support, had a sort of range here, but then it's continuing lower. However, if you look at where this move has taken us, it's basically straight down to support, forming a range, straight down to the next support below, forming a range. Eventually, it's going to put in the bottom. Like, we know that price will not forever move to the downside. Eventually, it's going to bounce. Eventually, there will be a bottom. And what does these bottoms looks like? Well, if you look at this one, for example, on the 5 minute, you'll see that you have a 5-minute double bottom. And what's cool about this is just this is what I love about trading and technical analysis, because you remember the NCD CHF trade, this one right here. This trade is based on a double bottom on the 4-hour and a big candle to the upside, and then I want to see retest of the last high pre-break. Okay, that's the trade on NCD CHF. Now let's go back to GBP USD on the 5-minute. Okay, remember we go from the 4-hour to the 5-minute, and what do we see on the 5-minute? I don't know. Here it is. We have a double bottom. Right here, we hit the neckline of that double bottom. And what do you see? You see a strong candle breaking the neckline. We put long orders on the last high pre-break. Last high pre-break is tested right here. Stops below the whole structure. Where is the FTA? I would argue that the FTA is around this level right here for a 0.53 R trade. So it doesn't really matter what time frame you're looking at, what time frame you're trading. This way of trading is based on the very fundamentals of technical analysis, and it works on all time frames, which is the beauty of this. And now look at this. Look at how far up this is came. So yeah, we'll see. I think we're still in a good level for GU to put in a similar pattern that I've just showed you. So we'll see. We'll see what we're getting. Let's move on to my swing trades. What's GBP USD? Oh, look at that. It's the swing trade is very close to hitting that stop loss right now. That new stop loss. NCD CHF got the orders in. Okay, guys, I gotta get some lunch. If there was so much selling pressure, why didn't you take the short route? Well, of course, like if there's selling pressure, but I won't be shorting support. I mean, even though there's selling pressure, I mean, if you look at GBP USD, you go to the 1 minute on this one. This is you want to short maybe that break to the downside, maybe this break to the downside, but you don't want to short like in this area. I don't know. That's support, right? Have you considered the hope model? No, I have not considered the hope model. Maybe I should. All right, guys, thanks for joining the live stream today. We'll be doing another live stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a bit later. 3 p.m. my time. It's going to be 2 p.m. GMT, I believe. 2 p.m. GMT tomorrow. We'll be doing some more trading, and I've already done my scans and everything, so I'm going to be updating on the swing trades, but I'm probably going to be focusing a little bit more on the scalping aspect as well. All right, guys, take care, and see you all in the next one.